Greetings! Today in our daily discovery, we will be discovering possibly the best strategy game of all time. A game by the name of Emperor of the Fading Suns. It was released in 1997 and is a combination of Dune, Star Wars, Warhammer 40k and a lot more. Stay tuned to find out more about this masterpiece. Welcome to Emperor of the Fading Suns, a 4X turn-based space strategy game which is happening in the distant future, when mankind has established among the stars, forming noble houses which are vying for galactic control. The game was developed by Holistic Design, the company who had previously created the Fading Suns role-playing game. This means that the game already had a vast and established lore and gaming ecosystem to rely on, and it did so beautifully. Those of us who came in contact with Emperor of the Fading Suns before the Fading Suns RPG could sense the pre-existing depth from the beginning, showing through the cracks of well-written text and in-game references regarding technology, archives and presented lore segments. The game concept. After mankind reached its peak in technological progress, at a period known as the Second Republic, a powerful noble named Vladimir sat on the imperial throne and created the imperial institutions. Those were meant to prevent further war, control the spread of chaotic alien forces such as the symbiotes, and establish everlasting peace. However, just at his coronation, Vladimir was killed in spectacular manner, flames emerging from his eyes and melting his skin just as he placed the crown upon his head. That same moment, noble house turned upon noble house, and the universe was engulfed in a war that devastated entire planets. Many noble houses were extinguished forever, vast amounts of technological knowledge was lost, and civilization throughout the universe crumbled into barbarism. It is now up to you, the player, to select one of the noble houses and through war, research, alliances, exploration and careful diplomacy achieve sitting on the imperial throne and declaring yourself an emperor, if your nobles manage to escape the assassin's blade and your enemy's war machine. The game mechanics. The mechanics of the game are relatively simple. On every planet you can build cities. Each city uses up an engineer, a very expensive unit, because it is assumed that he carries all the required materials to build it. And there is a large variety of city types, from mines, farms and oil wells for earning resources from the earth, to tech labs, factories, forts, palaces, and even energy shields to protect the surrounding buildings from space bombardment. In the game, building a planetary economy is paramount. Starting any kind of war before your production is able to sustain it is a recipe for disaster. Another recipe for disaster is researching prescribed technology before you are strong enough to prevent the Universal Church and its flame gun-toting Inquisition from coming and burning your labs to the ground and your scientists to a crisp. Technology is a crucial aspect of being able to contest with the other noble houses. There are many paths to building a potent army, both on land and in space, and specializing in a certain area of research can be quite rewarding, especially if specific powerful units can be surgically used against enemies who are unable to fight in the field they excel. Battle in Emperor of the Fading Suns is largely asymmetrical. Unlike what is happening on Earth, armies do not necessarily start on the same planet. Instead, very often, a planetary invasion has several stages. First, a large space fleet is constructed and sent to the enemy planet. There it fights off the defending spacecraft, then it bombards the planet to soften it up, and if and when it reaches that stage, a land force is brought over in transport spacecrafts to wage war against the defending land forces, be they infantry, armored divisions or air force. atmosphere, and replayability. Perhaps the most immersive aspect of the game is its music, which together with the deep and well-written lore will glue you to the computer and make you forget there is an outside world. The idea of a futuristic Dark Ages is so much more appealing when the expansive universe hides so many dangers and so much potential at once. Will you rebuild civilization or be responsible for the fiery destruction of entire human planets? Will you discover lost wisdom in forgotten monasteries or research vile and odious technology which will allow you to create monsters out of men? Will you use the Imperial Space Fleet for its intended protection against the hordes of parasitic symbiotes, or send it to bombard your enemies and leave the universe unprotected against the uncontrolled symbiote spread? The combat system itself, combined with the different paths that can be taken technologically, offers a vast amount of possible approaches to warfare. There are units with high indirect attacks that are inaccurate but powerful when they connect. There are units which are strong against armor or strong against infantry. There are even psychic units which are powerful against everyone, provided that they survive all the previous stages of combat until they reach the psychic stage at the end. Combat is well designed and leaves little to be desired, with units skilled in camouflage gaining agility bonuses in a fight when they are not detected in time. From using highly trained super soldiers in power armor, to using combat drag legions that are immune to pain and fatigue at the cost of their soul, to using cyborgs that are highly skilled in every aspect of battle but prone to psychic attacks, to unleashing lab-made mutants, committing the ultimate sin of mixing human and symbiote DNA without a care in the world about the long-term consequences, to training hordes of suicidal fanatics and psychic holy warriors. The approaches you can take are many and will create a different playing experience every time. I would like to end this video by saying that me creating a secondary gaming channel to play a campaign of Emperor of the Fading Suns is not out of the question. If you would like the idea, make sure not to keep it to yourself and write it down in the comments. And who knows what can happen. I will now leave you to enjoy the intro of the game, which, for when the game was released in 1997, was quite spectacular. Until the next time, be well, take care, and may the punk creator protect you better than he did poor old Vladimir.
For half a millennium, humanity has lived among the stars in darkness. Humans reached the stars long ago, building a republic of high technology and universal emancipation. Then they fought over it, squandered it, and finally lost it. Now a new dark age has descended upon humanity, for the greatest of civilizations has fallen, leaving ignorance and fear scattered among the ruins of many worlds. Even the stars are dying. Then from the ashes of our ruin, Vladimir halted our decline. Proclaimed emperor by popular decree, he united the known worlds of human space under his cunning and charismatic rule. Vladimir created the Great Charter, declaring how the powers of rulership would be divided and how his successors would be elected. 5 scepters for Mother Church, protector of our souls, 5 for the Merchant League, heralds of our past, and 5 for the noble houses, holders of our future. But each of these powers wished to rule it in their own way, and schemed to gain complete power at any price. Vladimir's military might convinced the noble houses to concede his rule, for they could not stand in battle before this master tactician. The Merchant League, last remnants of the Second Republic, made little pretense of their disdain for the charter of Vladimir, but they accepted his rule nonetheless. Fearful of his popularity among the people, the Patriarch of the Universal Church accepted Vladimir's rule on the condition that the Church present him the crown, thus ensuring their ritual role in approving all his successors. Vladimir's coronation as the first emperor of the known worlds took place on Byzantium Secundus, which had been declared the imperial throne world. In the year 4550 AD, Vladimir crowned himself with his own hands and died. An agonizing death at the hand of unknown powers. With Vladimir's death, his great union fell apart. Noble house turned on noble house, igniting a war for the spoils of Vladimir's empire. The commonwealth of humanity was shattered, overcome by iron-fisted feudal lords. As the suns fade, so dies humanity's hope.